Okay, so today we're going to dive into something pretty big, I think.
Yeah.
The US government's push for AGI.
Oh yeah, this is the big one.
Artificial general intelligence. This is like the point where machines can think and learn like we do.
Like us?
And we've got a ton of material here that really shows just how important this is.
It is. You know,
Huh?
what really jumps out at me is the ambition.
Oh, yeah.
The sheer ambition of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And the stakes are incredibly high.
Yeah. It's not just another tech advancement, right?
No, no, no.
I mean, this is about national power.
Oh, absolutely.
And on multiple levels.
Yeah, you see it right away in national security.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
code breaking?
Yeah.
We're talking about AGI potentially cracking some of the toughest encryption out there.
And think about this. Predictive defense systems.
Oh, wow.
Analyzing global data in real time
Real time, yeah.
to anticipate threats in ways we can't even imagine right now.
That is some next level stuff.
It could completely change global security.
Yeah, and that ties into the economics of it all, too.
Of course.
AGI could completely revolutionize industries.
Oh, yeah.
Supply chains optimized like never before. You've got an intelligence that can handle countless variables all at once,
Right.
leading to unheard of efficiency.
Yeah.
Brand new economic sectors popping up.
It's about being the leader in global innovation
Exactly.
and productivity.
And then there's the geopolitics of it all.
Oh, the big picture.
The U.S. sees this as a race,
Oh, yeah.
especially with China.
Uh-huh.
It's about leadership in a tech that could shape the entire world.
It's not just being ahead in tech. It's about power.
Power, absolutely.
In a world increasingly shaped by AI.
By AI. And you know what's fascinating to me?
What's that?
The U.S. government's strategy.
Yeah.
It's comprehensive. They're hitting this from all angles.
It's not just one thing.
Not at all. It's across different branches,
No.
involving all sorts of players.
So what are we talking about? Like, what are they doing specifically?
Well, for starters, they're setting up these special task forces
Okay.
within government agencies.
Makes sense.
Then you've got collaborations with the big tech companies
Oh, yeah.
and top research universities.
Wow. So we're talking like joint research.
Pushing the boundaries of AI development.
And of course, there's got to be a ton of money going into this.
Oh, yeah, a ton.
Grants, contracts, subsidies.
All targeted at speeding up AGI research and getting it out there.
But it's more than just money, right?
Oh, yeah, it goes way beyond that. We're seeing policy changes, too.
Oh, wow. Like what?
Well, there's talk of easing regulations in certain areas
Okay.
to encourage AI innovation.
To get things moving faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Streamlining those approval processes for AI tech.
Okay.
Then there's enhancing data access.
For AI training, right.
While still dealing with privacy issues, of course.
Right. Tricky stuff.
And then international partnerships
Oh, interesting.
to share research and standards.
So everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, and at the same time, they're looking at export controls.
To keep the sensitive AI tech in check.
Exactly. It's a multifaceted approach.
It really shows you they're serious about this.
Oh, yeah, they're all in.
And for our listeners out there who are keeping up with these huge changes, this deep dive is essential because AGI could really change everything.
Oh, it really could. And that brings us to a big one, the workforce,
Jobs. Yeah.
especially those in the digital world.
Okay, so like software developers,
Yeah.
QA testers, business analysts.
The folks that make our digital economy tick.
Exactly. So how could AGI shake things up?
Well, think about it. AGI isn't just another tool.
Right.
It could be a coworker
Really?
capable of creating complex code
Wow.
super fast. Some sources even talk about these advanced models that understand and write sophisticated software architectures
I mean, that's incredible.
and finding bugs
Yeah.
with an efficiency we can only dream of.
And analyzing tons of business data
Yeah,
to give us actionable insights practically instantly.
instantly. So at first, this could mean huge gains in productivity.
Oh, I bet.
Digital workers free from those repetitive, time-consuming tasks.
So they can focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. The higher level stuff,
Yeah.
the creative stuff.
So AGI is like the ultimate assistant.
Yeah, augmenting what humans can do.
But here's where it gets interesting.
And maybe a little scary for some.
Right.
AGI doesn't just sit there. It learns and improves.
It's constantly evolving.
And as it gets smarter, those digital jobs,
Yeah.
they could change dramatically,
Some tasks, even entire roles, could be automated.
potentially.
Mm.
But the sources do offer some possible scenarios.
Okay, so what could we see happening?
Well, developers could become like AGI supervisors
Interesting.
or AI architects.
Okay.
They'd define the AI's objectives, make sure it's operating ethically,
Right.
and integrate its work into the bigger systems.
So still very much involved.
Oh, yeah. QA testers, they might become AI auditors.
AI auditors.
Making sure the AI's decisions are reliable and fair.
Yeah, checks and balances.
And business analysts.
Yeah.
They could be the ones who translate the AI's insights into strategies that humans can understand and use.
So it's more of an evolution than a complete wipeout.
Yeah, but the sources are pretty clear that this transition won't be easy for everyone.
Yeah, there will be bumps in the road.
And there's a real chance of job losses for people whose skills are focused on tasks that AGI can do better and adapting to these new roles.
It's going to take some serious retraining.
Retraining and upskilling, for sure.
Now let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
From the digital world to the physical world.
The real world.
Where AGI and robots could have even bigger impacts.
Huge impacts. Think manufacturing, logistics, construction.
Industries with millions of workers.
Exactly. So picture this.
Okay.
Factories run by AGI.
Okay.
Robots doing super precise assembly work.
Wow.
All perfectly in sync.
Okay.
Then you've got warehouses with self-driving vehicles and robot arms.
Moving stuff around.
Yep. All managed by a central AI brain. And construction sites, robots laying bricks, welding, operating heavy machinery.
All with minimal human supervision.
Minimal. And the sources we've looked at, they really point to widespread job displacement in these sectors.
It makes sense though, right?
Well, yeah, from a purely economic standpoint, these AI systems are a dream come true.
No salaries, no benefits, no strikes.
And they can work around the clock.
It's hard to compete with that.
It is. But then there's the human side of it.
Yeah, what happens to all those workers?
That's a big question. The sources talk about potential social and political turmoil.
Oh, yeah?
If people lose their livelihoods.
It's a huge shift.
A huge shift. How do we manage that?
That's the million-dollar question.
And then there's the issue of inequality.
The gap between the haves and have-nots.
Exactly. The sources suggest that those who own and control these AGI systems,
the AI capitalists,
they could become incredibly wealthy.
While the working class struggles.
Yeah. So with all this potential for wealth creation, it begs the question,
what role should governments play?
Exactly. How do we make sure everyone benefits?
Right, because AGI is going to generate a ton of wealth.
A ton. And the sources explore some pretty radical ideas.
Like what?
Well, it's not necessarily about government owning all the AI, but more about regulation, taxation, and maybe public-private partnerships.
So everyone's got a seat at the table.
Yeah. And one idea that keeps coming up is universal basic income.
UBI.
Sometimes called AI dividends in the sources.
Interesting. So break that down for us.
Okay, so the idea is every citizen gets a regular income.
No matter what.
No matter what. Funded by the wealth created by AGI.
Whether they work or not.
Exactly. It would be a safety net for those who lose their jobs to automation.
It's a pretty big idea.
It is. And it has some pretty big potential benefits.
Like what?
Well, it could provide a basic level of economic security. So people's needs are met.
Yeah.
And it could free people up to pursue education, creative stuff. Get involved in their communities, adapt to new opportunities.
Without worrying about putting food on the table.
Exactly. But of course, there are questions.
Oh, yeah. Every big idea has those.
Concerns, downsides. The sources bring up some interesting points.
They like lay them on us.
One big one is motivation.
If you don't have to work.
Yeah, what drives you?
Right.
What's your purpose?
Well, people just become complacent.
That's a worry.
Right.
And then there's the idea of societal contribution.
If people aren't working, are they still contributing?
Right. The sources even suggest a new kind of social divide.
Not just rich and poor?
No. But based on drive and ambition.
Wow.
In a world where traditional work might be less central.
So for some, UBI could be amazing.
Yeah, freedom to explore and grow.
But for others, it could be challenging.
Yeah, finding purpose, staying connected.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. So what might this transition period actually look like?
Yeah, the road to this AGI future.
Well, the sources paint a picture that's
a little messy.
Maybe a little messy. Continued job losses.
Potential for social unrest as things change.
But the sources also talk about how governments might respond.
Okay, so what could they do?
Big investments in retraining programs.
To prepare people for an AI world.
Exactly. Learning to work alongside AI, managing AI systems.
And who knows, maybe completely new jobs will pop up.
Jobs we can't even imagine right now.
That's always possible.
And it's not just governments.
Right.
The sources highlight grassroots efforts, too.
People coming together.
Communities figuring things out.
New forms of collaboration.
New ways to find purpose and contribute.
Maybe even new types of work and social structures.
Emerging organically from the ground up.
That's kind of exciting.
It is. And it's important to remember.
What's that?
AGI's impact goes way beyond just jobs.
Right.
We're talking about revolutionizing healthcare.
Healthcare, yeah.
Education, space exploration.
It's almost like science fiction.
It is. Breakthroughs and opportunities we haven't even dreamt of.
And through it all, the U.S. government's goal is clear.
Global leadership.
Dominance in AGI.
To shape the future.
So much is changing.
It is. But in the end,
the
sources do express some optimism.
Yeah.
Human adaptability.
We're pretty good at adapting.
We are. Learning new skills, evolving our roles, finding new ways to contribute.
Those are going to be key in this new world.
Absolutely. So to sum it all up,
our deep dive into AGI.
The U.S. government is in a race to achieve AGI.
Driven by national security,
economic power,
and global influence.
This is going to change the way digital professionals work.
And cause major disruption in more physical industries.
UBI is being considered as a way to handle the wealth that AGI will create.
But there's a lot of debate about the wider impacts.
And while there will be challenges,
human adaptability is going to be crucial
in shaping this AI-powered future.
That's a lot to take in.
It is. So here's something for you to ponder.
Okay.
In a future where AGI is everywhere,
yeah,
how will we define our purpose?
As individuals.
And how will we contribute to society?
It's a big question.
A question that's going to keep evolving as we move into this new era.
Definitely something to think about.
For all of us.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And I'll see you next time.
See you then.